Welcome to the Deep Dive, the place where we take stacks of information and distill them into genuinely actionable knowledge. Today, we are diving into a globally recognized framework for maximizing potential, Hal Elrod's The Miracle Morning.
Right. And it's more than just waking up early.
Oh, way more. The subtitle promises a not-so-obvious secret guaranteed to transform your life before 8 a.m. So our mission today is to unpack the core philosophy and, the practical systems designed to create these big changes.
And with a minimal time investment. That's the hook.
Exactly. We're talking about rituals that can take as little as 6 minutes a day. But before we get to the 6 minutes, we have to talk about the problem this is all trying to solve.
And that problem is what the source material starkly calls the 95% reality check.
Sounds serious.
It is. It's this sobering statistical evidence that, it drives the whole philosophy. If you track 100 people from the start of their career to retirement, a staggering 95% of them fail to achieve any real financial independence.
95%.
Yeah. The sources say only 1 will be wealthy, 4 will be financially secure, and the rest. They're either still working because they have to, or they're dependent on others.
That is just a crushing reality check. We talk about this gravitational pull toward mediocrity, but 95%, that's not a pull, that's almost a certainty unless you do something drastic.
It is, and that's where the core thesis of the work comes in. It's this direct link to that 95%. Your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development.
Say that again?
Your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development, because success is something you attract by the person you become.
So you have to evolve internally first.
Exactly. If you want to change your results, your money, your health, your career, you have to first commit to changing who you are on the inside.
So it's not about doing more tasks, it's about becoming the kind of person who just naturally gets better results.
Yes. And that kind of massive internal shift, it usually only happens during a crisis.
Which brings us to the origin story.
Exactly. This routine wasn't born out of some flash of inspiration. It was born out of pure desperation, a necessary shift from being a victim to radical self-responsibility.
Let's unpack that, because the author, Hal Elrod, he hit rock bottom not just once, but twice.
Right. The first one was that near-fatal car accident when he was 20.
Hit head-on by a drunk driver, broke 11 bones, had permanent brain damage, and was even told he might never walk again. Incredible physical trauma.
A grueling physical recovery.
Yeah.
But the second crash was maybe even worse emotionally. It was in 2008 during the recession.
So financial.
Financial and emotional. He was a successful coach, but his business just collapsed. He was plunged into this massive financial crisis that turned into a deep clinical depression. And what's critical here is that he realized the pain of the recession felt worse than the accident.
How could that be?
Because during the accident, people helped him. Doctors, nurses, family. During the financial and emotional collapse, he was alone. He had to help himself.
He had to be the one to evolve. He had to find a way to become the person who could fix everything before any of it was actually fixed.
It was an act of what you might call personal archaeology, a conscious commitment to daily, non-negotiable personal development.
And this connects back to you, the listener. You don't need a disaster to start. The whole point is to pursue what he calls a level 10 life.
A life where you are trying to maximize everything. Happiness, health, relationships, finances.
All of it built on that daily foundation of self-improvement. Okay, so the first, and I think for many people, the most challenging foundation to build is just getting out of bed. We have to talk about the snooze button.
No, the snooze button, that's where revolutions die, right?
It really is.
That's where resistance wins. And it's not just a physical delay, it's a psychological one. When you keep hitting snooze, you fragment your sleep, which gives you that groggy feeling, sleep inertia.
But it's deeper than that, isn't it?
Much deeper. The resistance to waking up is often a reflection of your dissatisfaction with your life. You hit snooze because you dread the day. You dread your job, the stress. That action, according to the source material, is like telling your subconscious, I hate my life right now.
And that creates a cycle of anxiety and despair.
Exactly. So the key isn't just getting more sleep, it's changing your entire mindset about waking up in the first place.
The goal is to raise your, your wake-up motivation level, the WUML.
To get it from that typical groggy 1 or 2 all the way up.
So how does the system do that? How do you tackle that inertia proactively?
It's a snooze-proof solution. A 5-step system designed to just eliminate that whole mental debate about waking up.
Okay, step 1. Set an empowering intention before bed.
This is so crucial. You go to sleep focused on something you're genuinely excited about for the next morning. Instead of just dreading the alarm, you front-load your motivation.
I like that. Front load the motivation. Then step 2, move your alarm clock across the room.
Ah, the classic. But it's genius because it forces immediate physical movement. You have to get out of that warm, comfortable bed.
No choice. And step 3 is designed to keep that momentum going. Brush your teeth.
It seems so simple, but it's a mindless action that just continues the process of waking up. It's a quick burst of activity that tells your brain, okay, the day has officially started.
And the next one is vital because I think people forget how much dehydration kills morning energy.
Oh, completely. Step 4 is drink a full glass of water. Immediately, we lose so much moisture overnight.
The sources even suggest adding a pinch of sea salt and lemon juice.
To replenish electrolytes, yeah, it gives you this immediate feeling of rejuvenation.
Okay, and finally, step 5, get dressed in your workout clothes.
This one is huge. It physically and mentally prepares you for an active start. You just eliminate one major decision point. Should I work out today? Right out of the gate.
The psychological insight here is just fascinating. It's that belief really matters. If you tell yourself you need 9 hours of sleep to function,
You create a self-fulfilling prophecy of exhaustion if you only get 7.
right. But by setting those positive intentions, you cultivate vitality and you make the most of the sleep you do get. Okay, so we've mastered getting up, we've beaten the snooze button. Now the big question is, what do we actually do with that time?
And that brings us to the engine of the transformation, the core 6 habits.
The acronym, SAVERS.
These are the daily habits that are designed for continuous incremental self-improvement. The things the most successful people do, whether they use the acronym or not,
So let's break them down. S is for silence.
which is just purposeful contemplation. Could be meditation, could be prayer, could be simple breath work. The idea is to calm your mind before the noise of the day starts.
And this is customizable, right?
Totally. For some, that's 20 minutes of guided meditation. For a beginner, it might just be 60 seconds of deep breathing.
Okay, next. A is for affirmations.
This is positive self-dialogue. But it's not just wishful thinking. It's about writing down your commitments, who you must become, and then reciting them daily to shape your subconscious.
Then V is for visualization.
And this goes beyond just, dreaming of success. It's mental rehearsal.
Yeah.
You don't just see the goal, you see the specific steps you need to take to get there.
You're emotionally preparing for the hard parts.
Exactly. Building readiness, removing obstacles in your mind before you face them in reality.
Next up, E is for exercise.
A morning burst of movement. It boosts mental clarity, pumps oxygen, and just sets this proactive, energetic tone for the whole day.
R is for reading. The focus here is on nonfiction, right?
Yes, personal development books. This is a shortcut. You're learning from experts, you're shortening your learning curve by avoiding the mistakes they made.
And finally, the last S is for scribing.
Which is just journaling, writing down your thoughts, documenting your progress, expressing gratitude, and this is key, clarifying your #1 priority for the day.
Okay, I have to jump in here because I'm thinking about the listener who's juggling 2 jobs, kids, a massive to-do list. This promise of transforming your life in 6 minutes, isn't that a bit of a stretch? It sounds almost too good to be true.
And that is the most common and the most valid objection. That's exactly where the concept of the 6-minute miracle morning comes in. And it is, I think, revolutionary
How so?
because it shifts your psychology away from that paralyzing all or nothing mentality. If you only have 6 minutes, you can still do it. You still win.
Okay, so explain the 6-minute version.
It's simple. You allocate exactly 1 minute to each SAVER.
1 minute each.
1 minute. 1 minute of silent, focused breathing. 1 minute of reciting your top affirmation. 1 minute of visualizing your day. 1 minute of jumping jacks or push-ups.
1 minute reading a single page of a book.
And 1 minute scribing down what you're grateful for. It's 6 minutes that completely transform your state. And consistency, even that minimal amount, is so much better than skipping it entirely.
That focus on consistency brings us to what is, for most people, the hardest part, actually making it stick.
Oh yeah, our default is resistance.
And the material details a really rigorous 3-phase, 30-day habit strategy to get you past just motivation and into real identity change.
And it brilliantly acknowledges how painful change is at the beginning. Phase 1, which is days 1 to 10, is called Unbearable.
Unbearable.
Yes, you're supposed to expect high discomfort. It's going to feel awful. And if you know that going in, you're much better prepared to just push through it. You're relying purely on discipline, not enjoyment.
Then phase 2, days 11 to 20, is uncomfortable.
Right. Here, the routine starts to feel a bit more normal. You're adapting, you're building confidence, maybe you even feel some of the benefits, but it's still a danger zone.
Easy to slip back.
Very easy. Commitment is still absolutely paramount.
And then you hit phase 3, days 21 to 30, which is unstoppable.
This is where the habit becomes part of your identity. You've crossed this psychological threshold where it actually requires less effort to do the routine than to not do it.
You go from, I'm trying to be a person who meditates, to,
I am a person who meditates. It's just who you are now.
now, if we're talking consistency, the morning can only work if the whole 24-hour cycle is working. The source material introduces a complementary idea, the miracle evening.
Yes. The preparation for a level 10 morning. The evening routine is all about reducing the friction of waking up. You maximize sleep quality, you clear out the mental clutter.
And there's another acronym for this one, SLUMBERS.
Right, covers the key steps.
Let's run through them. S is for stop eating 3 to 4 hours before bed.
For proper digestion. L is for let go of stressful thoughts,
U is for unwind before bed, so no work. M is for map out the next day,
which reduces that mental clutter. B is for boycott blue light from screens.
which suppresses melatonin, the sleep hormone. E is for exercise during the day. R is for read something light. And the final S is for sleep at a consistent time.
That boycott of blue light is just essential. Your phone is telling your brain it's still daytime, and that completely sabotages your preparation for a high motivation morning.
So how we end the day is just as important as how we begin it.
At least as important.
So if we connect all this, the daily structure, the commitment, what's the ultimate goal? What's the bigger picture?
The ultimate goal is what the source material calls inner freedom.
Inner freedom.
It's the ability to consciously choose your emotional state, joy, gratitude, peace, no matter what is happening externally. Most of our inner turmoil, the sources suggest, comes from our resistance to reality. We waste so much energy fighting things we can't change.
And there's a tool for that, the 5-minute rule.
A simple but powerful tool for processing negative emotions you can't avoid.
So walk us through that. How does letting yourself be upset for 5 minutes lead to freedom?
Okay, so something bad happens. You allow yourself to feel it, the anger, the frustration, whatever.
Yeah.
You feel it fully for 5 minutes. You don't suppress it.
Yeah.
But when those 5 minutes are up, you consciously stop. You pivot to acceptance. You tell yourself, can't change it.
So you move from identifying with the emotion, I am angry, to just observing it.
Exactly. You observe it. And that immediate pivot from resistance to acceptance is the key. It's how you regain your peace and move forward productively.
So wrapping this all up for you, the listener, the core takeaway is pretty simple. Your life only gets better after you get better.
And the Miracle Morning, it just provides a roadmap for that personal development, the SAVERS framework.
And it's customizable.
And remember that flexibility. This isn't strictly for the 5 a.m. club. If you're a shift worker, if you have a non-traditional schedule, you adapt the routine to your life. What matters is that consistent, non-negotiable commitment to becoming the person you need to be to attract the success you want.
Which brings us to our final provocative thought for you to chew on. We started with that chilling reality that 95% of people settle for mediocrity.
Right. And this whole philosophy is built on the belief that success is something you attract by the person you become.
So if you look at society's reliance on the snooze button, on distraction, on letting external events dictate our internal state, you have to wonder if mediocrity isn't a failure of effort, but maybe a failure of personal preparation.
So here's the question to ask yourself. How much of that 95% reality is just the cumulative result of billions of missed 6-minute commitments? And if the highest leverage point you have is the daily conscious choice to become better, what is the real cost of consistently skipping that choice?
That small 6-minute shift.
Perform consistently.
Yeah.
That might just be the ultimate difference between being controlled by your circumstances and achieving true inner freedom.